I got the Android. I got the
Ready.
Android and the iPhone. Yeah.
We good, family? We good? We here?
Yeah. You good.
Mic check, mic check. We here?
Yeah, we
We
here.
live right here on the Perfect Sense right here on
yes.
Unified Radio.tv.
Exactly.
One of four hosts, one of four moderators, one of four opinionated brothers.
Yeah.
I go by the name of Eric E. Mr. Dawson, whatever you call me. I beg you, my Facebook and IG people. You felt like the way I brought it in? Yo, I'm on my Martin Scorsese shit. Like, yo, for real. I go by the name of Eric E. Mr. Dawson, whatever you call me. I beg you, please do not call me a midget. Those are fighting words, and I got the rest of the non-educated brothers around myself. There's no derived degrees, there's no online degrees. We just some stupid brothers that got our own opinion about life, and I'm going to go ahead and let the brothers introduce themselves.
Yo, this is Andy 5K Uncle Drew
in the building.
Yeah, well, you know, Flesh 410.
You already know this Conway. You won't catch me with my head on somebody else's body.
Ooh, you throwing the shade, the shots, or the people
Already,
that's photoshopping themselves in situations that you already know.
Damn.
You already starting.
I didn't realize I said that.
Can't edit this one.
We ain't editing shit.
It's just not adding up.
Yeah. It just, you know what, you're right.
It's not.
The arithmetic is very off by what he's posting, but that's something we'll talk about off air. But everybody looking, man, everybody listening, you see what I got on. You know, look, I'm not a Laker fan, but I got that purple and yellow on.
You brought that shit today.
No, I've been had it, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because I bought them to match my J's. Like, that's all. That's what I did. But it was a minute ago. But I threw it on because we all. Man, look, you throwing me off already. Like, you know why I got the shirt on, Conway. What happened today? Tragic. What happened today?
But you got the shirt on because you already had it.
That's what I told you, because I bought some J's to go with it.
Some Nick. What was his name? Nick. That Kobe moved out the way, made him. They traded him. He was on the.
I don't
know.
About
Nick Young?
Yeah, no, not Nick Young.
Talking about
back in the day,
Nick Farmer.
He's a nobody. Evidently, he's
no, he was somebody.
He's
Nick Van Exel.
Nick Van Exel.
So you said I put the shirt with Nick Van Exel.
Because Nick Van Exel was the only placement with Will Jordan.
Oh my!
Hey. Nick was nice though.
Nick Van Exel. That's what I. Come on, bruh. But look though, man, we had a very, very tragic day today.
Man.
We lost a legend today, homie Kobe, the Mamba Bryant, lost his life in a helicopter crash, him and his daughter. And it's being reported that I believe there was 7 other people. First they said it was a total of 5, now it's like a total of 9. They starting to release some of the names of the people that died. And you know, this news, like when I first seen it earlier, and we were talking amongst each other, I didn't believe it. Like a lot of people, because you know how things hit social media, and it's like, you know what, you got to wait for a credible source. I was waiting for ESPN, CBS, CNN.
You didn't see what I see. That's why I hit you up real quick. I knew it was true because TMZ posted it.
Yeah, I did see TMZ, but I couldn't take it. I don't really trust TMZ.
No, TMZ, they certified, man. Anything they post,
Don't say they certified.
They certified. Anything they post, they
on that fuck shit. But I knew.
They all on that fuck shit because the sheriff that did the actual press conference today was really upset with TMZ about reporting it because they wanted to work the investigation first and let the families know that your lost ones are gone. Nobody wants to pick up the phone to see your child and your husband has been killed in the helicopter.
That's where you first get the information.
Yeah, like that's some trashy shit.
TMZ.
I hate TMZ.
I hate them with a passion.
We all hate them.
Yeah. I hate them. I want to throw a fade with one of them.
You want to throw it? That's what I'm saying. Like
I just want to have a fade. Like they only had to report nothing that
they
day.
don't report it because it's news.
No, I'm just saying. Like nothing had to happen.
They the internet tabloid.
I just want to catch them with the fade one time, like.
But
it gotta take a picture, like.
But I've said that on the previous show. I'm like, look, man, like one thing I'm not doing out here, like we do this internet radio, this podcast, and just because we like to express ourselves, and this is what we like to do. But I'm not looking to be famous at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But if fame comes my way and TMZ posts something about me, I'm rolling up on you. I'm not.
Hello.
Open the door.
TMZ.
Let's talk about it.
What's up, Harvey?
Yeah, Mr. Harvey, let's talk about it, because you report some shit. Look at your face. You like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Nah, no, I
I'm
ain't gonna let
definitely
you do
doing
it
it.
either.
Shit, I ain't gonna let you know I'm going there.
Hey, man, I'm a humble guy, but anyway, let's stick to where we going.
But positivity approach, man. Hey,
The topic for the night, because I got somebody on.
Somebody already on Facebook
The
Live.
topic for the night is Kobe.
The life of
Yeah,
Kobe,
The life
man.
of Kobe.
The life of Kobe, man. Some of his accolades. Drew,
Yeah.
basketball is your thing. That's your, that's your passion.
Yeah, he was a coach, huh?
Huh?
Why you a coach?
I did a little bit here.
He did a little razzle dazzle.
Your coach,
He did a little razzle
did
dazzle.
you coach Melo now?
Nah, I know.
It was after them.
Nah,
No, it was before. No,
Yeah,
he
it was
was
before. That's right.
No, Melo was at Towson Academy. Melo was at Towson Academy.
But stick to it. Stick to it, Drew.
you know, he's a 5-time champ. You know,
Facts.
18-time All-Star.
Facts.
Know,
Kobe.
15-time member of the All-NBA team. 12-time member of the defensive team.
Go.
He only had one MVP. You know, I thought that was bullshit.
It's definitely a bull, because they gave Steve Nash back to back, and we still don't understand that to this day. But it's politics.
Yeah.
What else he did? He 3-time gold medalist.
They gave
3
it
times
to him because he was from Canada. They were trying to get on Canada players.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, true. You know, his skin color wasn't.
Yeah.
We'll get into
We'll
that.
get into that.
Whatever. You know, but
Well,
we also
don't
forget that he won the dunk contest.
He definitely
He
did.
made all-rookie second team. Got 2 scoring titles.
5 NBA
5
championships.
NBA. Well, I already said the 5 NBA
finals
championships.
MVPs.
Two final MVPs.
Yeah.
I mean, All-Star MVPs. I think it was 4, wasn't it?
4.
Look, I got the
You're right.
years
It's
right.
4. Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah.
It's 4.
It's
It's 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
they
4.
on the computer. You see what I'm doing? I'm educated.
Educated.
I'm coming with the Google facts, baby.
Yeah, it's
I'm coming
4.
with the facts.
It's
Yeah,
4.
right.
Naismith Player of the Year.
Yeah.
forgot
what I'm
He
saying?
also did the first team parade, All-American. You know.
Right. We on the same 9-time NBA defensive team, first team.
You forgot.
All NBA team twice. All NBA second team
Conway's
twice.
son.
Yep.
Conway's son.
Yeah. Yeah, we ain't worried about that. Let's stick with the truth.
We gotta stick with the truth, and you know what? So these accolades, we grew up watching. We grew up watching Kobe, just like we grew up watching Mike.
Right.
And you know, we know death coming for us all, but it definitely hits a low blow when a person is very iconic and it comes very tragic. It's a different dealing with death when you know you grow old. You know what I mean?
Right.
You die of old age, but a person that's just getting their life started, even though he accomplished a lot in the 18 years of professional basketball, he was only 41. He was 20.
Like 20 years.
I thought it was 18,
I
but
thought
20
he
years
went
fresh
out
out of high school.
Yeah, like 20.
He came in at 18, died at 41.
And you just getting your life started at the age of 40.
Yeah.
Oh, you just starting life.
Let me not forget the Academy Award that he won
Yeah.
for the animated short film.
Yup, for the animated show. Yup.
So a person.
Kobe was on a whole different.
Animated short film.
Yeah, he did the joint Dear Basketball.
Yeah.
Come on,
that's why
We
No,
got
I'm just saying though. I like that accolade, but that's why I erased it out of my mind.
No,
Why you erasing out your mind though?
It was trash. But go ahead.
I never seen it.
I never saw it. I heard about it, but I
Hulu.
never saw it. But my thing is that the thing
Right,
that
check it out.
the thing that I thought about when it happened was I was a big Kobe fan. I never put him above Jordan. I always, to me, in my opinion, for my generation, I always put him as right there by Jordan as making a
If
big
there was a
impact.
record, Jordan was the A side, he was the B side.
Everybody, this generation and this younger generation don't know that they kept arguing, trying to compare. It's no disrespect to LeBron because LeBron is an awesome player. LeBron James, he's an awesome player. But everybody always kept going. LeBron versus Jordan, and it was like they forgot everything that Kobe
did.
Kobe did.
Yeah.
Like it
swept
was
it
just
underneath
like
the rug.
they swept it underneath the rug, and I couldn't understand how somebody like Kobe and Jordan were just two different players, but Kobe had that killer instinct like Michael Jordan. He was the person that when it was clutch time, it wasn't no passing. It was buckets.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, he was going to score. I used to hate Michael Jordan growing up because I was a Knicks fan. He used to shut the Knicks down all the time.
Yeah.
Made me cry as a kid, but I could not.
Let's go Bulls.
I could not honor the fact. I could not deny the fact that he was the greatest. And the next best thing that I seen behind him was Kobe Bryant.
And I agree with that, but Knicks. Damn, I'm the only Bull. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all.
He might get jumped.
And you the only one with Nick Van Axel sneakers.
But
These are J's. Son
Okay.
of Mars. Look, the color.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He had them
Yeah.
Sidney Dean.
Come on,
man.
man.
So I know tomorrow morning when the stores open, if they got any Kobe's in my size everywhere, I'm running to get them.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
Running
like
to get
this: when it comes to corporations, they gonna capitalize
Oh, I know.
because as soon as that news hit, Nike,
Yeah.
whoever, they in the lab tonight.
Yeah, people probably in the stores now.
His sneaker first?
No, I think Huarache's was Deion Sanders, something
Yeah.
like that. They wasn't his.
Dion had the football version. But
Yeah, I don't think
version.
he never had Huarache's. I don't think Huarache
I
because
don't-
Huarache's was like track sneakers. They was never basketball. Huarache's, them Nike Huarache's was never basketball.
Oh,
I remember him having that on.
go ahead. Well,
Well,
you know, but you know,
he had some little cut
And a
joints
lot
on.
of
I ain't
people,
gonna lie.
were saying that like I remember when they had first started that colorway, and that was when he had the bush,
Mm-hmm.
and he had on some horizon.
But let me ask y'all this: when you first seen it and it first hit your eyes, what was your first thoughts? I'm gonna start with Andy. Go around. We're gonna go around. I want to hear what was your first.
I
thoughts?
was really just in disbelief, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. And then second thing I thought about his daughter. I thought about his wife. You know,
his
his wife.
family. Yeah, his family.
And I, but it just, I was like, damn, this can't be true, bro.
Right.
This can't be real, man. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, I got emotional, man. I was like, damn, man. Because we all seen, we remember when Kobe was coming out of high school.
It's a lot of men that got emotional today, and they're in their feelings. They're in their feelings like a lot of us are in this room. What about you, Flash?
Yeah, for me, I mean, when I saw TMZ before I hit y'all up, I knew it was true because they own all the celebrities. So when I saw them posted and confirmed it, I knew it. And the thing that I thought about, I just said it's crazy how somebody like him can come through, accomplish a lot of his dreams and goals, and get all that done. Some of us we would never get that in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And he achieved all these goals, and to turn around and be there for his daughter and support his daughter and want to watch her grow up. And then they both die, and it's like life short. The things that we try to hunt for all the time and try to go for to try to get to the next level is like that stuff could be taken away just like that. It's just like a reminder.
That's why you got to live your life because it can be taken away. That's why I try not to really stress over the bullshit. Like I'll be going through stuff and I just be like trying to laugh it off, trying to think of something else positive because I don't have time to be out here, having some type of mental aneurysm, a stroke because of stress. I'm just trying to white sand beaches and living life.
Yeah, and and the crazy part is, man, it's like y'all already know I'm positive all the time. Negativity can be swinging. You won't even know it's even coming my way.
Your CTE kick in.
Right.
I just want to shoot everybody in the room.
Right.
Whatever.
Your
Yeah.
CTE kick in.
But I'm just saying, like y'all know for the most part I'm always positive. Even if I ever go through hell, like you never catch it. And to see today that social media and so many people was impacted by it, and kept posting, rest in peace and like speaking, good stuff for the most part. It just showed you it is people out here who actually really care, because I didn't see no negative comments besides
and
what we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna roll into that.
Yeah, we're gonna roll into later.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, everybody was really showing their respect.
Yeah. What about you, Conway? Because when you got the news, I know you was in the street doing your one-two thing.
You can't say it like that.
You was out there making moves. That's what I mean.
Yeah, stupid dope moves.
Stupid dope moves. Right.
No, but,
P.I. no dope. He wasn't doing that.
Not that
Politically correct.
Not Chucky.
No, we're not supposed to be politically correct.
No, you're right.
This is imperfect sense.
I know that, but I'm just saying when you say dope, everybody don't speak urban. So when he said busting stupid dope moves, all they heard was dope. I want to make sure.
Some people that probably watch the news probably like it's probably something wrong. But no, when I heard I was out there busting stupid dope moves, and my cousin called me. He a big basketball, like he played basketball and everything. So it was like we used to watch Kobe for like I said, like you like Kobe was that, bro. Like you know what I mean. So when he told me, I was like, you lying? Like yo, don't call me with the dumb like made up, because everybody died once. You know what I mean? For messing with social media.
Yeah.
And they was like, no, it's on everything. So when I pulled my phone out, like, all right, let me look. ain't gonna lie, I got a little emotional like I knew, cause like you
Because
watched him when basketball was real.
Because you grew up
Yeah.
watching somebody. So when you bring somebody into your home via the TV screen, they feel like they're a part of your life.
Yeah, they do.
That's just like when certain programming goes off the air. I know a lot of grown men that cried when the Cosby Show went off. Because it had such a good run.
Yeah.
That last episode, you're like, damn, man. Even with Martin,
Good times.
Fresh Prince,
Good
I
times.
ain't that old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They was old shows that kept playing.
What I'm saying
They
is,
was old shows that
what
kept
was
playing.
Good Times last episode? What was the final one? I don't know, brother. I'm not from that era. I was
Neither
still
am I, but it's
living
still,
in
neither am
my
I. but it's
daddy's ball sack. That's balls. That's what I was still living in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't born to the 80s. Like, where he from? I don't know. What year he was born?
But the piggyback like, and then on top of that, like when Kobe was playing, it wasn't like you had to have this NBA package just to watch one of the greats.
No,
I mean it was on every Sunday.
It was life was more simple back then because you remember Kobe is 1 year older than me. And it's like,
I remember though, so we know.
Kobe 41, I'm 40.
Okay. Just
Like,
wanted.
yeah,
That's the good time. Is that the good time thing?
You know what? We gonna stay on a positive note today. I'm not gonna roast them. I'm not gonna roast them
because
today.
I know you got it in.
Next
bro.
episode is on.
Oh man,
but
you got it in them.
But look, I just remember even when I was 20, 21, still hooping every day. And when you down there and you playing, and when you on your hot streak and you scoring, you was saying shit. I remember doing fadeaways and going Kobe, and just scoring. Like it does play a part in your life, man.
That is fact.
And it's so crazy that, like, no, you can't disrespect the other group, right? But no one was out there screaming Jordan.
Ooh.
Like you weren't like when you was shooting the rock. Nobody was saying Jordan when they was shooting.
Crazy. You probably want to say because no. He right because he was in New York at that time, and you would never just yell out somebody that was just busting your ass.
You right.
Every year putting you out the
and I
playoffs.
think during that time there was no Nets, so everybody was a Knicks fan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
So of course in New York,
but you know what's the funny thing
down
about
here? It was Jordan.
Side note today, it's so funny how Knicks fans can't stand Jordan, but Jordan's from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. Raised in the Carolinas. They don't acknowledge that.
So the best man that ever touched
the
best man that ever played basketball came from your town, your hometown.
Wow.
He was born there, but he was raised in West Baltimore.
Yeah,
Short in North Carolina.
Well, yeah, it don't matter.
It don't matter. There's a lot of people from Brooklyn.
Kobe from Philly.
Yeah,
Shout out Philly.
Shout out.
But I think that's the thing. Another reason why I kind of help because Philly is like really a hop, skip, and a jump up, up the way.
Mm-hmm. Just between us and New York.
Right. I remember like being in high school, like, damn, Kobe about to actually really go ahead and shoot from high school, go to the pros, man. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was just like one of those things, like, damn, he made it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess why a lot of people also relate to him because it's not that much of an age gap between the beams.
See, and that rolls me into my next question of this thing being for I think everybody that got the news today where it hit home, it's kind of surreal. You're going to wake up tomorrow and act like today didn't happen because of situation like you talked about, like when you was in high school, you was around a basketball team, you seen Kobe come from high school.
You talked about how he was a dog
and all these other things, and the same thing with you. You love playing basketball. From New York, that's another.
I hoop though. I hoop, and I hoop with balls.
One thing about people from New York, they hoop and they rap.
Don't get it. Yo, come on, bro. Yo, don't get it fucked up.
In Tim's.
In Tim's.
Main ass.
And wonder why at 41 they got gout. Because you been hooping in boots.
That's why they most of them got hops, because when they put on regular
hooping
shoes,
in boots,
they heavy.
Hooping in boots for 20 years. Let me ask on for real tip, what's your greatest Kobe moment?
We want to talk about the 81 he dropped against the
Go ahead, talk about it. Bring it up.
Man, oh my God. It what's so funny is I remember I was up at Applebee's, right? And I didn't even get to see the game. And I remember I was in my phone, I said, man, homeboy, shout out to Dion, he was like, yo, we got like 50. I said, what? He said, we got 50. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm thinking like the game's over. He dropped 50 and the game was over. I didn't know he was 50 climbing. He's like, man, he got 60. I said, the game's still going on?
But for him to drop, numbers like that, like, and it's not really to take nothing away from the NBA of today, but the NBA of today is not like what we used to. Like, people dropping 50 soft every night because they playing kind of soft. Nobody playing defense. It's all about stats and taking 40 shots. He dropped 81 against defense.
Yeah. When defense was hitting, he was getting fouled.
So you respect that.
And Jalen Rose was like, man, I was D'ing up on him. Like, he said, but it was so crazy. He said he could see him in warm. He's like, he just had this look like he wasn't missing nothing. He said, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a long night.
That's why I said that. That's why I said that for them to try to compare players of today to players back then.
It's no
comparison because now, like I said, players they looked at as property. Like you can't hurt this player because it's money on them. There's a lot of money riding on them. That people
load management,
and things invested. Back then in sports basketball, when you played. It was for the love of the sport. You just had that killer mentality. Like I don't want to come out. I don't want to come out the game. Like you said, he played and had torn his Achilles, ruptured his Achilles.
Went out there and shot his free
throws and then walked off.
But iconic people do iconic things. Like Jordan played with the flu.
He was back there. He said, "Yeah, I know I popped it. I know I ruptured it, but I had to hit my free throw."
But that's what make people like him dogs. Because they iconic. It's mind over matter for them. These new players, they like, my knee hurt. I'm not playing tonight.
We ain't talking about the air conditioning game either, because people that's watching this. LeBron played with no air in San Antonio.
I think LeBron is a dog. I think LeBron is kind of like one of the dying breeds of icons.
I do too.
I think LeBron is a dog. Like we criticize him for kind of taking off some games, like, but.
That's not
but you know what? That's the thing. But listen, that's the thing about Kobe. Kobe for me, it was just two things. I was a Kobe fan.
No games off.
I'm a Kobe fan.
Dogs don't take games off.
But that's what I'm about to say is that Kobe, when I watched his when they interviewed him, I forgot his name. The one that was interviewing him, he was just saying that he never took a game off because he knew that it was his passion and that's what he loved to do. And he knew that every kid. Some kids come to these games and it's the only time they ever come to a game.
Right.
And he can be their best player. And he wanted to make sure that he played every game because there's another kid out there.
He always played it like his last game.
He said there's always another kid out there that came to see him, and he never want to miss the game for that kid because they may never see him again.
That's why I could never put none of these suckers up there with him or Jordan.
Not yet, no. When nobody's disagreeing with you with that.
And as much as, like you say, Kobe, he was in Hollywood or whatever, man, Kobe had like just a dog mentality both on offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
He was
both
just
sides.
fucking relentless. There's never a time where I was to say, "Oh yeah, Kobe took off the game." He played. It was
never a stat thing with him. It just happened. The stats come with the game.
Right.
What make people like him iconic, the Jordans and LeBrons, is that when everybody else sleep,
they working. And that's what I was about to say, because Jordan got up every day around 4, 5 o'clock. He was in there practicing.
Right.
Went home. He ate. Came back to regular real practice.
And then
practice with the team.
Same thing.
And then after it was over, he went. Got something to eat. Came back.
Same thing LeBron
practiced again.
Same thing Melo do, and he don't get credit for it. He does the same thing. It's just a different level of it.
Yeah, I mean, shit. It's the same Kobe Bryant said, man. Hey, listen, James Harden, you can't eat at my table, sucker.
Yeah, he called James Harden a bum. He called him a bum to his face.
He said, KD, tell he said, KD, tell your man he a bum. He said, KD can eat at my table and Ferrari Westbrook, but you can't eat at my table.
He called
him a bum.
That's probably why yo keep trying to go for 70 every game.
But it ain't gonna matter. He gonna always be considered a bum when you don't play no defense.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be. He was saying it because you gotta be an all-around player. You can't just have love for one side of the sport and then don't want to do the other portion.
I think that's what us non-Laker fans. That's what you gotta respect is that work ethic. And the fact that he started to instill that into his daughter,
Yeah,
who they
man.
were saying was going to be the next one, the little mama.
Yeah,
She was
nice
13
too.
years old,
Yeah.
and she already busting people twice her age ass on the basketball court already. That's because of her father.
Angel gone, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why
man.
I feel.
Like,
That's why I feel for their family, a wife, and
How
other siblings and stuff,
wife,
man.
yo.
that's a lot to endure.
Yeah.
Like it's
So,
like
for one person.
like the crazy thing about it is like, all right, you're a wife, you have kids, you have a husband. It's almost, I want to say easy to get over later that my husband died. You know what I mean? She like my husband died. But now you got never, and you have to now bury your husband and your daughter. You feel me? Who out of the other? Well, the one she's a baby, so she can show me that. But out of the first two was like a walking resemblance of him.
Life changing thing. I just, for me as a parent and all of us around here, parents, except Andy, like he'll, once he's ready to make that plunge into parenthood, he'll get that feeling about the nostalgia, first of all, of being a parent, but then if that was my child in that helicopter and I survived, what's going through my child's mind when that helicopter is going down?
And bro, when I saw it,
that's the part I ain't want. That's the part I didn't even want to talk about, man. Because that's what I was thinking. Like those last moments.
Like, and what is he telling his daughter as the chopper going down?
And, I knew, and when I heard about it, I said,
crazy,
I said,
bro.
His daughter was with him. I knew it. I said,
you did say it first.
I said, his daughter was with him because she was always.
Yeah, that
was his.
You didn't want to believe it. Like people who watched him still after he played basketball, watched him. Every time you seen him, you seen her.
And she,
like it was.
She had that same look when she looked at basketball game. She was like,
yeah,
like she's studying,
said,
bro.
wow.
Because he gave her that basketball in her crib.
Right.
This is what you gonna do.
Right.
You my offspring.
But then she became her own perfectionist, bro. Like when you watch her games, and it's crazy because I do like watching the kids of the NBA stars,
right?
Like how they play.
Because LeBron's son good,
some of
Wayne Wade's son
some of them trash.
Melo's son good.
Yeah, Melo's son definitely nice. LeBron's son nice. Wade's son, Wade's. Let's get it correct.
His oldest son.
The oldest son is nice. Because we ain't have no EJs. So look, what? Magic's son ain't nice.
He nice at dressing.
Yeah. So keep it going.
I'm not even gonna say it.
I know.
Whoa. But no, it's like
accessories matter.
And the crazy thing about it, when you look at Wade's son, you look at LeBron's son, right?
Mm-hmm.
They trying to emulate their fathers. When you looked at her, she was way different. Like she wanted to mark her own. Like he was saying, like when she was watching those games, that she would sit courtside, like she would be like talking to her like she's studying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean that shit crazy, bro. She was busting ass, bro.
She definitely was doing.
I could have definitely seen her. And then when she got to the league, since the WNBA got that bread now, she'd have definitely been one of them top players.
In this route, I didn't really want to go this route, but we got to. Because we media, so we got to address the elephant in the room.
What?
Right?
Or the
just fuckery.
Los Angeles
just fuckery.
Knickers.
But before I get to the fuckery, listen, before I get to the fuckery, right? Before I get to the fuckery, how can I put this? Why does it seem like in our culture, the people that represent our culture seem to just tragically fucking die? Like, I don't wish death on anybody, but we got somebody out there that's kind of leading the free world but spewing hatred. But get up and he wake up every day and just move easy. Right. We lost Kobe. We lost Nipsey last year. We almost lost Kevin Hart, who's in Calabasas, same place where Kobe died. Now, people from our culture, right, seem to, once they reach a pinnacle, things just seem to fucking fall apart tragically. Like, is it a coincidence? Is it just life? Like, what the fuck is it?
Because you don't see much of other
And,
people.
and that's the thing, you don't want to wish it upon.
And that's what I'm saying. You don't wish it upon them, but it just seems like when it comes to, just exploiting, like it seems like it's always us all the time. I can't even think of one other person outside of us, like right now in this moment in the past 4 or 5 years. I can't think of nobody.
We work
unless it's the ones that took their own life.
Right.
But I'm talking about
we work.
Kobe, his daughter, and whoever, they wasn't supposed to die like that.
No.
Not when you putting positive energy into the world like that. They not supposed to die like that.
Crazy. It's like all in LA, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, damn, they just lost Nip.
Mm-hmm.
They just lost Nip,
and like, he wasn't supposed to die.
And he wasn't supposed to die. And now you turn around and Kobe's gone. I'm like, damn.
And like I said, we almost lost Kevin Hart in a tragic car accident. That's not supposed to happen to people that's actually taking their celebrity, their fame, and putting other people on and putting positive energy back into the low income places that they came from. Right. Like that's not supposed to happen, and it's always happening to us. And I don't know why. I don't know why it's people from other cultures that take, don't give shit back, and they just live comfortably, free, like nothing. Like
those things that you'll never know. I always
you gotta ask the Most High when you get to them.
I always tell people all the time, the same way we was born on this earth, everybody got expiration date. You don't know when your day is coming. But just for the most part, that's why you gotta enjoy your time while you're here. Just keep pushing that positive energy, because tomorrow is not promised to you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But right at this time, at this moment, we need to get a little bit into the fuckery that was going on, because CNN was the lady
MSNBC too.
Yeah, but but the first thing that I came across first was the CNN when I was watching it.
Oh,
yeah, the lady Christine Brennan.
Talk about the
Brennan, yeah.
I don't want to bring it up.
This is the part that, because she said it twice.
What a smirk on her face.
But this is the part that pisses me off, is that they always getting passes for this shit every single time.
But tell them exactly what, so they know what you're talking about. Whoever didn't see with Christina Brennan, whatever the fuck her name is.
Christina Brennan. She said she brought up right at the time when they found out about his death, that it was him in the chopper. While she was reporting about it, she brought up some good things about him, and she kept bringing it up. She was bringing it up, but then she slid in the whole allegations of the rape charge thing, and cheating on his wife, and I'm like, yo, I was looking at that shit like, what the first thing that came to my mind when I looked at it, like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Right.
That shit was the media ran them in a hole back in the day when the shit was live and going on. Why did you bring that up now? And then you want to keep talking about, while you saying it, you talking about, oh yeah, and he was for women's this and women's that. This ain't about that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even about that. But it's like you threw a stain real quick on that man's name. You slid it in to say something bad about him.
Never forget.
So people won't forget. Yeah. You throw it in there, and then you start talking about the stuff he did for women. You talk about a bad thing about that he done with allegations towards a woman, and then turn around and try to talk about, oh well, he helped women to slide it in there. And I said, for what? That's the first thing I thought. Like,
people
for
like to sensationalize the bullshit. It's like you paid your debt to society, whatever it is you did. You paid your debt. Everybody forgave you. The person you directly affected forgave you. You moved on and got past it. But then everything else gets thrown underneath the bus for this one minute thing that happens. And they always do it to our culture all the time. They always want you to remember the fuck shit.
Yeah.
Always the fuck shit. Like, imagine if she was a part of the eulogy at the funeral and she slid that shit in. They would jump the fuck out of her, and they're like, why would you? They would go ape shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that shit. Like, I hate when somebody throw dirt on somebody that just can't defend themselves. We just talked about Aaron Hernandez and the whole shit, and how they tried to put the gay agenda in the documentary that meant nothing to nobody. We don't need to know who you fucking and sucking. We don't care.
But when we all collectively got together and we said we're going to do this, we all did this because our voices need to be heard.
actual.
Because we just don't like the depiction of how they
keep portraying
us in our own.
keep portraying us. Show it's I'm sick and tired of dealing with it. And the thing that bothers me is that just to see other black people out there like defending the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just like it's like they got their blinders on and they be defending the shit that go on. Like with the what's the news channel when the girl said the Los Angeles, N word. I don't even want to say it.
Yeah,
but she actually said the whole word, not the GGA. She hit the ER.
She hit the
on
ER,
the end of it.
like, and
she
yo,
said it. It did try to
she was so comfortable. It was
oh,
niggers.
Oh, my bad. I meant to say the New
like,
York Knickerbockers. That's what
But
it still said, she still said the end. It would have been New York. So either which way you're wrong, you need to be fired.
Yeah. She better some type of
and
resignation.
and again, when you posted it,
Right.
and all them people came on your page.
It was our people.
Our people. You had people, some people defending it.
Right.
And nobody likes to look outside of the box and say this.
They always think we reaching.
That's what I said. One, they said somebody reaching about it. One, that's a white lady, right? Mm-hmm. Two, it came out so calm.
So easy.
People don't realize when you saying like when you it's like for example, outside of work, my work ethics, I cuss when I'm not at work. But when I'm at work, I watch what I say.
Right.
But if I keep talking and I'm comfortable, every now and then
you'll slip up.
I'll slip up and say something that I normally say on a normal basis.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened to her.
You know,
because around her culture, and people that don't look like us, that's how they talk.
They probably said the Los Angeles,
Iggers.
on the end of it, and it was something normal, and she probably joked with it, and then this time when she was at work saying it, it just so happened to slip out.
So when she watches sporting events that predominantly have African Americans,
which is all of them,
which is all of them, she's gonna say like, you know what, damn, you know,
probably like, I'm happy that the Oakland N-words are out of here.
Yeah, like she said it so smooth, and then trying to come on social media. Once people came on and said, "Nah, shorty, like you got to be up out of here for that." Like, no, I meant to say this.
It don't even match.
But you know, it
doesn't even match.
You know what's crazy?
The Lakers and the Knicks only match is the ER on the end. That's it.
No, what's the craziest thing though? And our people,
and neither one of them got a G in it.
And this is why I get so like I don't back a lot of our black forced movements, right? And I don't give a fuck who mad at me, right? Like Black Lives Matter, shit's trash.
Let me tell you something.
No, I don't care.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Because he get ready to get your blood pressure meet up here.
And I've been saying this shit since it started. It only matters when they do something to us.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing in none of these cities that Black Lives Matter making millions of dollars off of yearly.
Okay.
They don't have a Baltimore. They was here for Freddie Gray. They don't have shit here. Black Lives Matter anything for these kids to get into. Okay. But they tell them, oh, Colin Kaepernick is going to come to your school. And when they did that breeze through that he did, he came through the school, signed a couple autographs. He did not speak. He walked away. That's a breeze through.
Okay. That's a breeze through. Now listen.
And then on top of that, Black Lives Matter don't really matter for us, yo.
Okay, listen. And I agree with that. But you know what we gonna do? We gonna keep this on Kobe.
No, I'm just saying. I'm breaking the whole down though. I'm breaking the whole down.
We gonna keep this about Kobe.
It is about Kobe because the people that was talking that crazy shit on his page, saying it, let it go, is the same people. Because I looked.
I know.
I looked.
You right.
No. I looked.
I don't want to give them energy right now.
No. Fuck that. Because they got it right on. They be backing Black Lives Matter. They back this woke shit, which is nothing but everybody that was on Wake Now, that shit, that pyramid scheme in Baltimore and around the world, that now they woke and shit, right? Because they so depicted on the white person being only mad when it's at them, right? why can you always forgive them, right? But then if you do something, and then they say, "Oh, you acting like a bunch of monkeys," or you see somebody over there say it to you, your own kind, you on that ass. But you always giving a white boy a pass, but you woke as shit. And I'm only saying that because
the thing we can't never you can't never let the oppressor
I'm only
talk about
saying
the
that.
oppressed.
I'm only saying that because there's a person on your page, right, that I've seen many fucking months talk this woke shit all on your page, on their page, but say that someone was reaching.
Yeah, but
Why
listen,
you going at her for?
I saw that, and then you know what? I saw people comment to her. I saw people comment, and I didn't say anything because I already understand, man. At the end of the day, man, some people just not going to get it.
You gotta
They
stop.
just not gonna get it, man.
And the crazy thing about it is, we gotta stop giving them a pass. We gotta stop giving ourselves passes before anybody really respect us. They're not gonna never respect us behind your back, in front of your face. Yeah,
you gotta. But that's why
respect.
when we do these shows, that our main objective is to not call each other the N word.
Yeah.
Not to refer to women as female
Yeah,
dogs.
Yep.
That's being accountable and us trying to change the narrative about us. Yeah. We know you got a problem like trying to not say the N word. We know.
No, I got a problem.
We know you. We know gangster rap. We know you gangster rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
listen. Yeah, but what I'm saying, like, but see, this whole thing is the reason why we switched it, because we had another topic we was going to do today, but this is far more important.
Y'all get it next
but the people that do get a chance to watch this, and thank y'all for those who are watching and listening to this, is that, especially if you black, man, we gotta stop allowing this bull crap to go on and keep putting the blind eye behind the stuff that they doing in this media, because y'all don't understand how important media is. Before the internet came out, they controlled the narrative with my generation, my mother and them generation, and the generations before, because they had the power, because media actually influence you. The things that you see and hear that you bring inside of you, it influences your thinking in some form of way.
And they want you to think it's your music.
Yeah. And they want to keep trying to say it's our music. And that's not true. It's not true. It's just a simple fact that when they do little things, when they do big things, when they do things like that and try to act like it's a slip up, it ain't no slip up when you saying the N word, because that means that you said it on a normal basis. It's something, because if I keep saying honky and that was my normal language, it would slip out, but I don't say it, so it never comes out of my mouth.
That shit sound corny.
But what I'm saying is that if I did,
because I know he don't need
I don't even talk like that. But what I'm saying was that if I was talking like that on a normal basis, and I tried to be at work and try to be politically correct, it would accidentally slip out, because it's something that's normally inside of me that I normally say. People not going to say things out their mouth that they normally don't say on a consistent basis.
And one of the reasons why I didn't want to check, but I knew we had to tackle both of the, the good and the fucking the two assholes that made the comments.
And before you switch over, because this is the last part to it that I want to say. Stop giving them a pass. Stop giving people these big networks and stuff a pass to put a stain on somebody black off of something that they done, and trying to bring it back up and trying to make it like an issue. They do it to every single black person that's famous. Yeah. It's like they say, because we paid, and in their minds, I'm really thinking, it's just my opinion, I'm thinking that they said, we paid these ends this amount of money, we can do and say whatever we want.
Whatever the fuck we want.
And the only thing different about it is the fact that ain't none of them coming out and saying it. And the greatest way to keep control is to keep doing what you're doing, but never admit to what you're doing. Just stay quiet and let everybody else keep arguing about it.
And the thing is that they trying to paint this negative picture about, oh yeah, he was up for a rape allegation and stuff, and he had to go to court. He's the only he's one of the main components, the former NBA player that actually go and say, listen, y'all need to start paying these WNBA players what they worth.
Yeah.
And now they starting to make changes, and now he's not here to really actually see it, which is,
he was here to see the paperwork get sign.
Yeah, because they be doing women dirty in sports, man.
Yeah, they do.
They do women
They
dirty in
do,
sports.
but some of these women games are way better than these.
Oh
big
yeah,
games.
Exactly.
Because they playing tougher.
Facts.
Yeah.
Playing tougher, and they actually their percentage towards them in their buckets.
Even with some of the transgenders there.
Yeah. Seriously.
What?
Okay. But the thing is also, I also want people to know that, like, what? Let me just say this. See, y'all getting off topic again. I just want to say this. Kobe. See, y'all messed me up, man.
That's hit like finish. You
I want
was
to
making
finish.
a good point.
Let
But
me.
then he
I
came
want to
with the
finish my point.
whole Gianna man shit.
I want to finish my point about this, man.
For real?
And basically, he was up there in a helicopter, going in trying to take his daughter.
A normal routine that he does all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Man,
What
he was
happened?
he was an advocate for women. He was up there. He was a dedicated father,
Dedicated coach.
a dedicated coach. And this is the stuff that's probably getting overlooked because of the bullshit they just said.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Now check this out.
That's no bullshit.
Are you done?
Because I know why
Done.
Flesh over there in the corner, because y'all keep starting shit. Like,
Stop it.
that's what I
Yo,
mean.
stop.
So
Stop.
now he trying to
Yo,
slide his bullshit.
so now y'all want me to not be the bully, yo.
No, I mean, do your thing, but
Like, no,
you
no.
was really knocking on a good point, and you came with the whole
No, I'm just saying.
man.
I'm just saying, yeah, because they transgenders up there taking money too now.
But you know what? Yo, where do we go from here? As far as the post Kobe stage, where are we going from here?
Yeah, Eric's face.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like she said, like man,
Like I don't even want to care. I don't even care about LeBron passing your record no more. He's the greatest Laker. I can't say that. No.
I ain't gonna say that.
I ain't gonna. I,
that's
that's
you still might be the greatest Laker.
Yeah, truth be told, because he did pass all of them other great Lakers on the points and all that other shit. He's the greatest Laker, and that LeBron.
I think he's the most iconic.
And see, I didn't get the whole thing the other day with him passing Kobe. Like, you did that shit on 3 other teams, bro. Like, Kobe did this shit with one team.
Mm-hmm.
So I really can't. That's like, all right.
We're not gonna make it about LeBron though. Like,
But I'm just
really
saying, I'm just saying, like, Kobe. That's why, like, Kobe's still a guy. Like, he's still
For my generation, excluding Michael Jordan, Kobe was it for me.
He was the greatest of his era. LeBron is the greatest of his era. Mike was the greatest of his era.
I remember when people used to dog Kobe because of his mentality. They used to say, "Oh no, he's not team friendly, and he doesn't want to socialize with the guys." Yo, the one thing they could never say about that man that he was not always ready to play.
He definitely.
When those lights was on, he showed out. He showed up and showed out.
So where does the NBA go with this post Kobe situation? Like, do they now present have a Kobe Bryant award?
They're gonna have to.
Do players kind of take on his mindset? Like, what is the next stage?
No,
They saw.
That
They
mind,
saw.
like,
That's
just
just
we
dead.
had this conversation. We had this conversation, before the show, like in route here. That's breeding into you, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's that type of mindset. That mindset don't have nothing to do.
Facts.
That mindset that he had nothing to do with basketball. That was just who he was as a person. People like that want to be great. You just born that way.
You go the extra mile, and
you
it's
just
not just in professional sports or professional entertainment. You could be the greatest at your 9 to 5. You just got to get up with that mindset and be a dog about it.
You
don't get ahead of life.
Kobe was inspiring a lot of people that never played a sport, just business people. You feel me? Right. And because his whole that Mamba Academy wasn't about basketball. Mm-hmm. Like, it had a basketball point, but it was majority of it was so focused on life and how to go to the next level. Not to get you get knocked down, you gotta pick it back up, you gotta train, you gotta do this. So it's like, I mean, he really evolutionized a lot.
My thing. I hope we can get something positive out of something so tragic, because I've seen a lot of men be very emotional today. You know what I'm saying? They really in their feelings about this as well as they should be. So you should take this same tragedy, the same way that you took the positivity out of Nipsey Hussle dying, and apply it to yourself and apply it to your own neighborhood and your own culture where you're from. You can change. It's about humanity when stuff like this happens because you see somebody that you think got this perfect life. They got the fame, they got the fortune, and the next thing you know, it's all gone. Let them know that this thing called life can happen to anybody.
Yep.
So you gotta carry something different. Yeah, facts. But I'll need y'all to drop something positive about Kobe because we gotta get up out of here. Go ahead, Andy.
Go, Mister.
Okay, I wanted to listen. I'm gonna leave it off with I was up there looking at listening to ESPN, and they had a commentator by the name of Shelley Smith. Shelley Smith was up there commentating. She was up there saying was one of the most memorable moments that she remembered from Kobe. She talked about how Kobe, was in the doghouse with his wife, and he talked about, son, I want to learn how to play the piano, right? Because I want to, play this song. He was already
multicultural anyway.
So she was like, okay. So he actually self-taught himself this song. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, why you got all this money? Why didn't you actually have somebody actually to teach you how to do this? Said, well, that would take away from what I'm trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. I think it speaks more for me to learn how to do it myself and show that I really am sorry about what I did. Mm. That in itself sums him up as a man.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree. What about you, Flesh?
Yeah, and that's and same thing like what he said, man. That's that type of mentality that Kobe has. Only certain type of people can relate to that. I relate to like people with that type of energy that always want to be the best, always working hard at what they want to do in life, and accepting failure is not an option. Like accepting failure not an option. Kobe, and just like there are people watching this, it's just that some people just you got the drive, but it's like you may not have the resources in the areas where you at to get you where you got to get or know the right people. But it just goes to show you that even when you have all that and you complete all your tasks, the one thing that I'm taking away from this is that you can't take life for a joke. Like every day when you wake up, it can happen to somebody like that who was positive, went through hell and back, and still rise to the top, still kept his composure, still had that drive. He didn't let everything make him fall, go into depression and try to kill himself. He rose from it. And then even after all that, it was taken away. So the only thing that did for me is go every day when I wake up, it's gonna be just the same way it always been. I'm gonna strive for everything that I normally go for, and now it's just gonna be extra and just enjoy life while I can, because tomorrow not promised.
Agreed. What about you, Conway?
All that I'm gonna say, my best Kobe moment was, and it's crazy people gonna think about it, but when Fuck Jackson was his last year there, right, and they lost in the playoffs. His whole mindset was, okay, we lost, right, but he was still thinking about bringing this new team that he knew was coming. You know what I mean? To a higher light. Like every day he knew he played with a sorry ass team. He still made it seem like these boys were like
Yeah.
like number one. So that's like for me, it's like
that's a leader.
Yeah,
it's a leader, man.
For me it's like, yo, no matter what I'm doing, right? I took that because it was like no matter what I'm doing, whoever I'm around, you could be good at your shit, but everybody else around you could be like down, letting outside shit get torn. And it was like, yo, that he really touched me with that shit because it's like, all right,
Motivate.
yeah, it's a motivation because it's like, all right, you can feel like you here, and then you down here, and people now shitting on you. But outside of that, you not even listening to that shit.
No.
You try and build for the next. And every time you went out there bitch and played, all the way till he popped his Achilles, he played like they had a chance, yo. You know what I mean?
And that's a champion, man.
Yeah. So
it's a champion.
For me, first and foremost, definitely rest in peace to Kobe and his daughter and everybody else that was involved in that helicopter crash. And if I could say anything positive about Kobe is, if if you could take anything away from him, take away, his work ethic, and just strive to be as a hard worker as a person like that is. I know, we talked about that it's born into you, but everybody possesses it. You know what I mean? Nobody, like I was in church today, they said nobody is born inadequate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is born capable of doing everything. Yep. And you have to apply that to your life every day because it could be over in a matter of seconds. You know what I mean? Yeah. You gotta take it all for what it's worth. Don't stress about the things you can't control. Just give positive energy will come back. And guess what? This is the end of the show. Yeah. Another edition of Imperfect Sense. Yeah. Right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. Hey, everybody that tuned in via Facebook Live, we appreciate you. Yes. This content will definitely go on the UnifiedRadio.tv website page, and you can catch it on YouTube. So if you want to go back and listen to anything that we said, if you want to share it, you want to have a group session with your friends, or if you want to hit any of us up and talk about what we talked about, we all up for it. So we see y'all the same time, right? Same Unified Radio channel.
Hey, Mamba mentality. The marathon continues. Absolutely. And our things stay the course.
Absolutely. It's been Imperfect Sense. We appreciate y'all, man.
All right.